Hi, Gordon. I'm doing an addendum. This is just in addition to the ones that we demonstrated and spoke about, just so that you would have the full record and understanding, and so would anyone else viewing this video. Under number 47, medicine, it was marked as the individual take medication known to cause dehydration. The assessor marked no, none that the individual proxy or assessor is aware of. However, she is on trazodone, and if you look up the package insert or side effects, trazodone has that as a problem, dehydration and constipation. It even states dry mouth. The other one, medication management, the ability to prepare and take all prescribed oral medications reliably and safely, was put as substantial maximal assistance. She frankly does not know the difference between a Pez or a candy and a medicine, would not be able to open the bottle, has no clue as to how that would be administered or when, or take it except at our prompting in terms of actually administering it. The next one is medication management and inhalants. It was marked as substantial maximal assist. You saw that in the video that was covered. Under medical, medication management injectable, it was marked as not applicable. That is not the case. Charisma does get a B12 injection multiple times during the week, and the assessor obviously missed that one. The next one, medication management topical medications, is marked as substantial maximal assistance. Given topical medications that go on her lips or on a rash or anywhere else, she would be incapable of performing that task. Number 28, refusing ADL, IADL, or medical care. It says individual resist required assistance. It was marked as has history, but did not displayed symptom in the past year. No concern about reoccurrence. Unfortunately, that is not the case. It has been present in the past year. She has been resistant to being seen by medical professionals, will not go into the offices or become scared and such. She requires full sedation for thorough dental appointments. That was not marked. And even in the notes, the assessor contradicts themselves where it says is resistant to treatment within a facility. It can be provided in the safety of the motorhome and occurs as needed. If she refuses and doctor will not use motorhome, the guardian will take her to the motorhome while the other completes the appointment. Will not lay down an exam table, struggles to allow dentist to clean her teeth. All exams are done when she is sitting up. So there's a contradiction there in terms of her refusing intervention or assistance. Under IEDLs and ADLs, number 5, mobility, her ability to step off a curb was marked as supervision or touching assistance. She needs much more assistance than that, or she can harm herself, fall, and become injured, including due to her eyesight and her physical mobility. She requires substantial or maximal assistance. She is not dependent. We do not have to lift her up and down curbs, but she does need much more assistance than they marked. Under behaviors, number 29, rapidly ingest foods. The assessor put has history, has not displayed the symptom in the past year. Assessor has concerns about reoccurrence. It should have been yes, present in the past year. The reason why is because she will take a hot dog and eat the entire thing and put it in her mouth in a matter of seconds. Food, etc., has to be monitored and is monitored by her caregivers, as she will stuff food into her mouth, and she has a formal choking protocol. So there's a contradiction as well in that one of the no line. It says will eat rapidly if not monitored. And yet they say that it's not had a history. Beyond me. Number 27, difficulty regulating emotions, is marked as no history, no concern about behavior. Instead, it should have been yes, present in the past year. Charisma can become very emotional. She can become agitated and impulsive. She's very excitable and will get overly excited at the smallest things. She will scream, yell, flip her hands, etc. When others don't. And that was not marked. Impulsivity was not marked. Overly excitable was not marked. Screams was not marked. And refuses to move in parents. Plant self. She will plant herself very strongly, and you would have to literally pick her up in order to get her to comply, which we do not do, but she refuses to move in many situations. Under elimination, it was marked substantial assistance. She does not do any of that hygiene, personal hygiene, using toilet paper, pulling up and down her clothing, etc. She is assisted with that. It needs to be dependent. Toilet transfer was marked as independent. That is far from the truth. She requires physical support to get seated onto a toilet and to stand up off of the toilet. It is not independent. Under 8, showering and bathing was marked as substantial assistance. She cannot get into a bathtub, into a shower, cannot use a washcloth or soap, has no concept of how to use that, how to wash her hair, and is totally dependent on someone else to bathe her. The last one under communication, language and expression, number 2, it says speech is occasionally unclear or difficult to understand. Is how the assessor marked it. It should be speech is frequently unclear or difficult to understand. She uses very few words. When she uses to a stranger, it would be very difficult to know what she was saying. Even to her parents, sometimes it is difficult to understand what she is saying, and so that should be marked frequently unclear or difficult to understand.
She has a couple words that anybody could
there are a few words that most people would know,
Cookie, buddy.
certain words, but very, very few. And the last one on that same page is understanding verbal content, excluding language barriers. The assessor marked that as usually understands most conversations, but misses some part or intent of message. That is far from true. It should be sometimes understands, frequently requires cues to understand, to help her understand. She has a low IQ of 36. She will only hear perhaps a word in a conversation that might be salient to her, but she does not understand what that conversation is that someone is having, and does not, by any stretch of the imagination, usually understand a conversation or miss part of the message. She generally would miss the entire message unless something is directed at her specifically. She is not capable of understanding that. So error after error after error after error after error. It did not serve whatsoever to accurately determine how she behaves, how she can complete tasks, the dependency that is required by her in order to survive, and therefore the assessment is literally garbage and has no relevance whatsoever to her, and that is why a new one is being created. Hopefully we'll have a better time with the new assessment and get the kind of true reflection of her functioning from that assessment. That is our hope, and we hope that it helps guide you to make this a better assessment tool before it becomes finalized. Thank you.